Secretary Srinivasan, please listen to roll call.
President Free.
Here.
Vice President Mandershans.
Present.
Treasurer Markert.
Here.
Parliamentary Navarre. Senator Abai. Senator Adams. Senator Babers.
Present.
Senator Balogan. Senator Barrios.
Here.
Senator Billings.
Here.
Senator Byram.
Here.
Senator Bradley. Senator Chacon. She's not on there. Okay. Senator Davis.
Here.
Senator Foss.
Here.
Senator Freshour. Senator Gamarian. Senator Guy. Senator Christian. Senator Hernandez. Senator Jumper. Senator Leverett. Senator Luna. Senator Martin. Senator Martinez. Senator Medina. Senator Miller. Senator Musni. Senator Olushina. Senator Rogers.
Here.
Senator Schultz.
Here.
Senator Rogers. Senator Schultz. Senator Shelton.
Here.
Senator Shipley. Senator Said. Senator Templeman.
Here.
Senator Toole. Senator Williams. Senator Yen. Senator Zerlin. Senator Zerlin.
Here. All right. All right. Welcome back, guys. It's good to be back with all of you guys again. I'm so happy to be here, but I don't have any intention of slowing down what we've done. I'm really pushing forward what we've done up to this point. So I keep the same energy and enthusiasm that I had last semester, pushing into this semester. A lot of stuff still right on that final edge of getting done, getting through, and enacted, and we have new stuff that's constantly coming in every day. So keep pushing forward. We're going to do some good things this semester. So we're in the room. I understand it's different than what we've been in the past. We're going to be here this week and next week, and then we'll have a more permanent room moving forward. And I'll tell you guys when that's going to be next week once everything's finalized and good. So I don't want to face different this week and then next week and confuse everybody. I'll just tell you this week that in 2 weeks we'll be somewhere else, but this week we will be back in the UC Theater for the time being. We've updated a couple forms on Blackboard. Josh, can we get the absence policy up? The real main thing that we've updated was the absence policy. The EB decided to do that every winter break. To clarify a few points on it. I think we're going to get up, and that way I don't have to read it word for word. Changes are in red. I'll review the changes with everybody. And then if you have any questions, we can ask them when I'm done speaking. The main points that we changed is we just clarified in the first paragraph there, absence is related to a member being present and an official university-sponsored event are excused as long as the member has turned in an absence form in the secretary 48 hours before the excused absence. So even if you have the university excused absence, you can be gone for sports or modeling or whatever. Just turn it in so that we know where you're not going to be here, so we don't expect you to be here. And it just makes it a ton easier for Secretary Srinivasan with records and all that. So that's point number one. Second point is the second paragraph. Upon accrual of a third unexcused absence, the member in question shall automatically be removed from office in the event that a senator is currently pending judicial board review at the end of the semester. The absences will not reset until a judicial board hearing is taking place. So if you're in a situation where you have the two unexcused absences and the judicial board hearing, for whatever reason, that was scheduled in the fall was not scheduled or it had to be moved for whatever reason, and it went into the spring semester, you can't run out the clock on that. You're still going to have to go through the hearing and all that stuff. But let's be here and let's not have to worry about this semester. It makes, I know, all of our lives a lot easier if we were all here. I think everything else is fairly simple. We changed, I think, president to secretary in the next paragraph. That way, or executive board to secretary. Yes.
So just a clarification on that. So you're saying that, like, going forward, that's the rule?
Yes.
Here on out?
Yes. Okay. We don't have any issues with it right now, so it doesn't apply to anyone right now. It's just in the future. Obviously, won't happen this year. It was just for clarification and making a better document. We changed executive board to secretary just because I think everybody up here is hired for it, email from video, and that's where they go anyway. So we just clarified that to make everything more efficient. I can't tell if mine's not in red. Let's see. The second page. Thank you. No member may be counted present or participate or be counted present in a general assembly or special session meeting via any method of online or mobile communication. In order to be counted as present, a member must formally be present in person at the exact location and time of the said meeting. And if you look down at the bottom there, it says this clause does not apply to the members who represent the University of Texas Tyler University of Texas Tyler campuses in Palestine, Longview, and Houston. So it doesn't affect our distance campus senators in Palestine, Longview, and Houston. We've had the continuous debate with no real legal wording on it, whether people can zoom in or not, and that's the way we've been doing it this whole time anyway with precedents. So we just put in the document and made sure that it's there. Yes?
I read this over last night, and my only question is so I think it makes sense because obviously if we can be here, we should be here in person. But what about, say, people that are on student or class, university-sponsored events that would still like to represent their constituents via Zoom? Why not allow that in there as opposed to just across the board, there are no exceptions?
So we've been doing this now for a couple of years. We've seen the best way that things work. I think all of us have been gone on multiple university-sponsored events with sports and whatever. It gets tricky when you want to get into the details of that, of what's university-sponsored. Even if it's university-sponsored, if it's not university-sponsored, just getting people here and saying, well, if they can do it for this, why can't I do it from the comfort of my own home? You know, I'm not a university-sponsored, but if I can represent my constituents in the same way. This is a clear guideline that we've had the entire year. We had it all last year. We just put down a paper this semester. And I believe that was the only other change, correct? Yes. All right. If you have any other questions, just hold your thumbs up speaking, please. All right, don't forget that we have the SGA town halls for tuition and fees next week. Vice President Van Eisen speaking to Laura Jackson, Dr. Kelly, multiple times in the past couple of weeks of the break and even before the break, getting this set up, working out the logistics of it, who needs to be where, who's going to be there. So right now we're going to have at least a few members of the administration there. We're hoping to get President Beaver, hoping to get the provost to come and answer questions. Those are Tuesday at 11 a.m. and Wednesday at 10 a.m. Both of those are in the UC Ballroom. And they'll be on Zoom as well. But we need a few people to volunteer to help us out with some stuff, like running microphones and really just getting people to the event. So I have a sign-up sheet, I'm pretty sure, somewhere around here. And just sign up. It's not mandatory, but don't leave us hanging, please. I would really appreciate having help. And it would make everybody like the money's here. And it's really good. Let's see. Yeah, even if you're not working, please try to be there if you're not in class. Don't skip class to be there, but please try to be there. An issue that we've been talking about for 2 months now. Everyone should try to be as informed as possible. I'm sure everyone has questions that they can probably answer a lot better than I can.
Constituents, ask questions.
Absolutely. Anybody that shows up can ask questions. I think the way they're planning to do it is just to run microphones and let anyone that has a hand up ask a question and then answer it. I'm not actually in charge of the logistical way that they're doing it. I just said I meet the people and introduce everybody. So yeah, bring everybody you can, and they'll be able to do anything they'd like to do and ask the questions they'd like to ask. Finally, the Campus Carry Working Group, they've published their policy recommendations on the website. It's UT/Campus Carry. It's up there, so check that out. Just inform yourself on it. I don't think that we'll be dealing with this body this semester, as it's left mostly up to the working group. But just inform yourself what's going on. And then finally, thanks for being back. And since we're in this room, and we have the luxury of having microphones for the sake of Zoom, because I know in the front 2 rows you can probably hear me. But it would be really nice if you could speak up when we talk so that we can capture it on Zoom and we can capture it for the distance campus senators. Other than that, does anybody have any questions for me? Yes.
Over SGA events, what kind of events will y'all have planned out for the rest of the semester? Like anything besides?
I think Jake will get to it. Yeah, that's more of his thing. Anybody else? No?
So the contract list is updated. It's on Blackboard. alongside the committee assignments, which I'll put up on Blackboard right after this. Got to do that later. The only change would be Blake Barrios and Luke Foss being put to the communications committee. That's under Secretary of Training Boston. So we'll have to deal with her on the committee assignments this semester. Moving forward to the events that you talked about, we've got planned up midnight breakfast coming soon. I'm going to start talking with my committee about that next week, as well as the Glow Paint Rage Party. That was famous last year. Plan to do again. Tuition Town Hall, of course. I have a motivational speaker that I'm planning to bring in. Really good friend of mine from over the weekend. I went and saw him in Alabama. Phenomenal speaker, and I think he will be really good discussing leadership. If you want more information on that, come talk to me about it. So he might be planning to come on March 16th. So finalizing some details of things about it. It should be a good time. I think that is about it that I have.
Any questions for Vice President Randy Shields? Secretary Massey?
Hey everyone, hope everyone had a great break. I'm up here because I have to start doing Zoom now as of next week, so should be interesting. But I don't have much to say, just to reiterate what both Alex and Jacob had to say. For Town Hall, please, please, please let your constituents know. I've done my part. I have, Alex has put it up on Instagram. It's going to go on Facebook, Twitter. I've emailed Dr. Howard Patterson to tell all the coaches and athletes about the Town Hall. So please let your constituents know, because it is student-based, student opinion, so show up and let everyone know. Second of all, absence policy, please read that and fully understand that. Don't want anything crazy, I guess, happening this semester with absence policies to keep it proper. So anyways, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Any questions?
When do the communications committee, when do y'all meet?
Actually, I'll talk about that when we have student voice reports. So I'll let you know then.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Treasurer McCurt?
Hey guys, good evening. Thank you for coming tonight. Yeah, just to reiterate, this town hall is important. I don't know how many more important topics we can discuss and the students can discuss, but when it comes to tuition and fees, this is one of the most basic, most important things that we can talk about and we can get our constituents input on. So try to make all your constituents come to these town halls on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Tell all your friends about it. You can fill up this room if everyone brings 5 or 6 friends. That's all you have to do. And ask the tough questions. Ask the important questions. Try to get the answers out of the administration. It's a very important thing. Just work on SGA stuff, and I guess I'll cover that more in the committee report section. That's all I have.
Any questions? Parliamentarian Dubois?
I just have a few things. Again, welcome back to school. First one is I think you guys have been passed around a small absence policy sign-in sheet. If you guys want to take the week ahead and turn it in next GA, go ahead and do that, but we want you to fully understand what this absence policy is and make sure everyone's on the same page. So if you understand it by the end of the book, if you know what it is, sign it out and then turn it in by the end of the meeting, if not turn it in by the beginning of the next GA. Second thing, you can get the student verification forms. This is basically to make sure if you're a full-time student or if you're a senior, you only have a couple hours left. So, and to make sure you're still holding your seat. And then lastly, you've also been passed out a constitution form, just like last semester. So make sure you get what your system needs or the dean of your college and get an appointment together so you guys can discuss it.
Let me just clarify something real quick. For the head of constituency forms, if you've done them last semester, that's great. Please do them again. Meet with your heads. It's very, very important that we brief with them again on issues that we can resolve this semester. That's why it's so important. It's not just about a signature. It's about head-to-head base. Meet with them. So.
Great. Any other questions? No? All right, moving on. Old business. So we're at the 30-day mark for the constitutional amendments that have been proposed.
So constitution amendments have to be tabled before 30 days before we can open it up for discussion. So I'm going to motion that we bring the constitution amendments.
Second.
All in favor of discussing constitutional amendments, please raise your hand. All opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution's passed.
So basically, if you guys have any questions on me and my rules committee can answer them now. And if not, since it's been a 30-day period, you have 30 days to talk to your constituents. We want to go ahead and vote on it tonight. And so if you want, while you're voting down, let's see.
So we have like 14 amendments on here. So are we expected to vote on every single one of these?
What we're doing is basically it's going to be by ballot. So if you, like in that 30-day period, we expect you to go over, and I would have printed it out, but it's very much paper. So if you want, look on your mobile devices while you're voting for it, but we want to vote on all 14 amendments today.
I did read over them, and I do have questions on several of them. And I don't know if all the other members were able to look over them or not too. But some of them are, I don't know, it's pretty big, I feel like. And I feel like if we're going to discuss all these adequately, it's going to take a long time tonight. So if everyone's prepared to do that, I don't have a problem going through tonight. But the first one that I have really deals with the executive branch. We have about 5 of 14 amendments all apply to the executive and providing more power. One's the veto. And like I understand, I saw like in the side ends it said bring it up to the speed of other student governments. My only concern with that is that there's not really, as is in our Constitution, separation of powers, and that honestly gives a lot more power to the executive. Usually in our current system in the U.S., we have bicameral legislatures. Everything except Nebraska has bicameral legislatures. We have a House, we have a Senate, and we have an executive. The legislative, that's a three-way split of power. But as it is now, this would literally give 2/3 of the power, the legislative power, to the executive, because you have to have a 2/3 vote to overturn any veto. So basically, anything that the executive, as in the president, does not agree with, the rest of the body would have to vote with 2/3. And I mean, in principle, I don't necessarily think that the president is going to be doing something that this body really doesn't want to do. But I think that that's not really something that I really agree with, and I don't think allows this body to really represent our constituents very well. I mean, there's quite a few other little things in there too that give a lot more power to the executives, but I think it's going to take a lot of discussion.
So the whole point of the veto was to keep up with a lot of other colleges, and so I think the whole point of the veto is if the president and your seat doesn't think it's appropriate, that's where the veto will come in hand. But the Senate still has the majority of the power with 2/3 vote. This is something that seems vetoed, and a lot of people don't agree with it. I don't see that as something that will be holding us back. But if the student body strongly doesn't agree with this, whatever they veto, then there may be enough senators to override that veto. That's fine.
Yes.
I would like to point out too that this semester, pretty much our last semester, everything that was passed was almost by complete unanimous majority. So by your own point, I don't really see the need, if we're already agreeing so much on the things that need to be done, why give more power to the president than is already due? He's already appointing all the judiciaries that can kick any of us off for any free infractions that happen. And then we approve that, but that's still already, as the system is, that's a lot of power that's been given to the president because he appoints and then we obviously ratify. And then, obviously the whole attendance policy is determined by the executive branch here. So as things are, I think there's just a lot of power that's placed in the executive, and it's more of a principle thing, nothing like personal, anything like that. But I'm just saying, I don't really know what the purpose of this body is if we're giving all this power.
And I understand your point, but there's also like we're going time by time voting on this. So if you don't agree with it and the majority of senators don't agree with it, then that's the president's veto and the Senate's overriding veto, both of those won't be placed in the Constitution. So I don't know if any other senators have anything to say on it, but if your opinion is popular, then it must be.
Senator.
I was just going to say that this year we did allow Alex, President Freed, to elect all 5 judicial board members, but in future, future presidents will not have that ability because it is set up where the years aren't all the same, and no president if it's continued, we'll be able to do that. So it's not only giving him extra power or additional power. Alex or President Reed didn't have that opportunity this time because it wasn't set up before, but you can't, say that President Reed has all this extra power because the president's before him to do their job properly. And I don't think giving him power of veto is unrealistic or adding power because we still have the power to override him. So it's not like he's getting a veto power and that's it. It's a balance where, if we are unanimous, then it will never need to be used. But in the event that it is, it's there for the student body's protection.
Yeah, my point was not that President Freed did anything wrong by utilizing the judiciary. My point is as the Constitution is set up already, there is already a lot of power in the executive. And so I don't see why, if we are truly going to come here every week and as senators represent our constituents, why we should continue coming here and being here. In reality, most of the power in this whole body is put in the executive board and in the executive himself. So I think there's plenty of power where the executive is right now, and that we don't necessarily need to add a veto. I'm not saying change anything as is, but I don't think we need to add anything with a lot of these amendments.
I would like to reaffirm that we had 30 days to roll this. I would like to ask David why you are now, at the end of our 30 days, bringing up these in front of us. When you could have sent us multiple emails, we could have discussed this over our break, saving us time.
Well, considering that I was spoken at, this is what we're doing right here now. This is the legislative process. We're talking about amending the Constitution, which is 15 amendments to the Constitution. This is the first meeting of the year, so I don't see why what's happening right now in this discussion is anything that shouldn't be happening. Because really 30 days, that's like over break. We just got that.
Right. So let me just answer the procedural question. Not anything about the we answer the procedural question on the 30 days it seems to be no one made up the imaginary number of 30 days. The strictly enumerated in the Constitution. The first meeting after that 30-day mark has to be when this gets brought up. It also says it gets voted on, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and plus the 30 days started November 5th through December 5th. It ended on December 5th. So we had the whole month of November minus the.
I've actually had 60 days to look at it. We just didn't have it. We were caught in that tricky situation where our final meeting fell on day 29. We wanted to follow the Constitution, couldn't bring it up. So the fact that this is the first meeting after break has nothing to do with it. We just have the fact that this is the first meeting after 30 days. You have to bring it up. I don't have it sitting in front of me. The bar does.
It's you're able to bring it up after.
Well, can you read the policy? I just want to make sure it's right. Yeah, go ahead.
A proposed amendment must remain on the table for 30 days, after which elected members must vote on the proposed amendment. The proposed amendment is tabled immediately following its proposal.
So let me make a suggestion. It was brought up, the Constitution says we have to vote on it. If you disagree with it, don't vote for it. If you like it, vote for it. We're following the Constitution verbatim. So I don't understand the procedural deficiency that bothers me. I understand the separation of power and the high school civics lesson we're getting right now. I don't understand the procedural problem. And that's all I want to address is the procedural problem. So go ahead.
I don't have a procedural problem. I don't know where you guys.
You just you brought it up.
No, my whole point is there are 15 amendments here. Okay, no one else has raised their hand. And I'm not sure that every single person here has read it. I don't have a problem. This is the first week of it going on. Okay, because yeah, you guys have done everything that is required by the Constitution. My thought, I'm just voicing my personal opinion. Whether or not people agree with me is not going to change the vote on these. I just want to make sure that everyone else here is informed of what exactly we are doing and as things stand right now. That's all.
That's fine, but I just want to clarify the procedural points of why we're doing it this way, because I don't feel like it's being rushed, because there's no way that it hasn't rushed. Senator.
I understand it. It's like it is a lot, it's 14 amendments, but like some of these are like grammatical issues that we're just doing for clarity. I don't think like, the veto and the overrule are basically the same amendment. They're just there for each other and they're in different places. And then you have a bunch of grammatical errors that we're just correcting. So like really most of these are just clarity and professionalism.
Sorry, I didn't even think about that.
I'd like to remind everybody that when parliamentarian Navarre brought this up in November, she read all of these to us, so we should have everyone who was at that meeting should have already had an idea, and this should be familiar to you. This isn't like, it shouldn't be a slap in the face. It's been on a blackboard, and I just want to remind everyone that these things have been read to us already.
Vice President Gary Chance.
Like the motion to close the session.
All in favor of closing the discussion, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Aye. Any abstentions?
Motion to vote on constitutional amendments.
All in favor of voting on constitutional amendments, please raise your hand.
Well, please clarify how you're going to vote.
Specifically, sir.
By ballot. So
Appreciate this.
this is a motion to vote on constitutional amendments by ballot.
Second.
All in favor of voting on the constitutional amendments by ballot, please raise your hand. All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, please vote. Yes. Yeah. Hey, Rob, no, no. You're at one. Waiting for that one.
Thank you.
Does anyone need one?
When you're done, please come and place your ballots in the box. Hold on.
When you're done, you can leave. And Have all who voted, have all who voted wish to, or have all who wish. Wow, this is very strange. Does everyone have, does anyone have a ballot still? Sorry? Okay, that's fine.
Oh, I'll probably have to cancel.
Have all voted who wish to do so? Is that
No, actually, no.
Yeah. Yeah, like a little chart. Yeah.
I'm all voted to introduce that. So, all right. Oh, yeah. The polls are now closed. 15-minute recess for the purpose of counting ballots. So if you need to go to the bathroom, you need to get water. Stand up, that's fine. It's 5:30 now. We'll resume at 5:53.